there is a buyer's journey. There always has been a buyer's journey. Your customer and prospective customer has got a path to a purchase. And it goes from not having a clue that they have a problem all the way to, spending money and all kinds of nuance in between. There's always been a buyer's journey. In the past, traditional advertising was maybe doing a TV commercial and broadcasting it out. And you broadcast it out to everybody. So every teenager saw it, every child saw it, every mom and every dad, every business owner, every employee saw the same messaging. And so it was a very, very blanket approach, very expensive approach, no targeting whatsoever. It was about messaging, it was about brand. And over time, the concept of frequency came into play, where it wasn't just getting a message out. Sometimes it was that, you have to be on people's minds over and over and over again because they're not ready to buy now. They need to think about it over time. And so you needed to make a branding impact over time. And that still has really, really great application today, but in a different way. As time went on with print and different pieces, maybe you could put an ad in an industry publication. You're maybe kind of narrowing down that you're advertising to the right people. But the internet actually has made it crazy more efficient to be able to target various kinds of individuals and different kinds of groups and to narrow down the tracking of your advertising. But even still, you're still depending upon Facebook and Google to drive the result. And largely, they've been okay. But identifying somebody early in their buyer's journey and being able to present targeted ads that fit the keywords, that fit the opportunity. Maybe you have different business segments and you're able to identify keywords of different segments and deliver the right kinds of ads to the right kinds of people at the right kind of frequency to encourage them to engage with your product or service on your website. That business efficiency, that cost efficiency is something that's never been possible before. Also, that you understand who it is that you're advertising to and you own that data. You own the traffic, the first party data, the people who are visiting your website. You come away with that knowledge and you're able to aggregate that over time to leverage that for the benefit of your business. In market is that segment of time where people are just early becoming aware of their problem. They're doing some keyword research. They're trying to just really kind of glean across a lot of different sources. Probably, if you're like me, you run across a lot of like dead ends. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. You're doing keyword research. You run across some different options. You don't understand maybe what the solutions are. And very largely, you run across web content, you're reading, you're researching, and you're maybe watching some videos that some of these organizations have provided. Your customer goes from one extreme of not having a clue that they need you to becoming maybe a bit aware that they have a problem and how big of a problem is that? Digging into maybe what that problem is costing them. And then they're becoming aware of some potential solutions to that problem, starting to search for that. Most all of that is done online via keyword research. They're in market. They're through their keywords research, they're identifying that they are becoming aware of and searching for a solution. The really exciting thing about knowing that there's a portion of your customer's buyer's journey that's in market and that is more of a free-for-all is the organization that is first to reach out and to reach that customer with the right message is the one that is the bar by which everybody else is measured from there on in. You're the one that gets the chance to establish the relationship. You're the one that gets to establish expertise. You're the one that gets to define the pros and cons of any particular product or service. But you get the opportunity to frame the conversation, the sooner that you can capture the attention of somebody who is in market and progress them along, the more likely that you will be able to close the deal with them and to make a sale. We have an identity graph of 250 million and growing individuals. This is the very kind of technology that Google and Facebook themselves, Amazon, depends upon. If you've ever noticed that when you log into some services, some accounts will let you log in with your Google account to authorize access to the account, or your Facebook account. And you're like, oh, well, that was interesting. I wonder why they provide that opportunity for me to do it. The reason why is they're trying to resolve identities, but they're also trying to place cookies and track your behavior in your keyword research. So we have this identity graph of 250 million people and growing. And we also are monitoring billions of keyword research bits of data every day in real time to give you the ability to know who is in market for the products and services that you sell, and for you to be able to serve ads to them and to draw their attention to you before your competition. Now, the reality is, as this technology rapidly advances, this concept is new, and it's a wonderful opportunity right now. But the reality is, it's you or your competitor that's going to reach out to them first. So this is a critical technology for your organization to take advantage of right away. We talked about in market. The next phase of that buyer's journey we call in funnel. This is when they are on your website, consuming content that you've created to tell your story. And they also are very likely spending time on your competition's website as well. So the early in, when they're in market, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. And then as they funnel down into your website, now they're consuming content and digging deeper into the nuances of what it is that you can provide for them. Tech specs, service contracts, warranties, and all of that become more deeply important to them as they get further along in their buyer's journey and get closer to making that purchase. So the first part of the journey we call in market. The second part of the journey we call in funnel, where they're in funnel, they're on your website and consuming your content. And here again, we've been running in Google and Facebook's hamster wheel for just a really long time. And we've been really grateful to hand them money and to put a pixel on our website, and they know who's on your website, and they know who it is that's in market for what it is that you do, so they can maybe even go target somebody else with it. But they leave you not knowing yourself who's even on your website. Our identity graph and our ability to track behavior gives us the power to let you know who's on your website, and ever increasingly to know more about their buying behavior and what the buyer's intent is. For instance, I have a client, a good friend of mine actually, that's looking at this solution. They have just an incredible web presence that just drives in a ton of site traffic. Approximately like 18,000 unique visitors a month. They had been very, very excited for the fact that last year they got 92 form fills. So if you think of a couple 100,000 site visitors, and in last year they got 92 form fills, and they were excited that was a real asset to them. It had led to some real business. But the reality is there were a couple 100,000 people that they had no idea who traffic their website, and they can't, they have no real knowledge of how to go about trying to turn those into business opportunities. And that can end now. What that can mean today for business to business organizations to know who's on your website, know what kind of content that they're consuming, and to be able to respectfully reach out to them and serve them. It's a monumental shift in capability. This is in letting you get your empower your business development reps to make the right calls to the right people at the right times, aware of the right kind of conversation that needs to happen. And for countless business to business organizations, this is a profound change.